Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Virgos, we are going to really focus on painting the images of our characters and their storyline. Okay. So, I want to first ask, who is our Virgo? Tell me our Virgo. Tell me anything that we can describe about our Virgo. Knight of Swords. Our Virgo is a character who, whether they identify as masculine or feminine, is irrelevant. They may be someone who they tend to be an action taker. When the chips are down, this is a character who will say, I'll step up and do it. They don't even hesitate. This is somebody who puts probably courage and bravery in front of everything else. They may have a quick mind, a sharp mind. Eight of Cups, very much an individual. This is somebody who tends to, they may like to travel. They may be somebody who, they walk their own path in life, always. They may also be a little bit of a loner. This could be a Virgo who, maybe because they are the person who would step up and do the brave thing, the person who, if there's an emergency, they race right in. They're clear thinking, they're clear headed, especially in an emergency. So they may be someone who tends to find themselves in career paths that require them to think fast, act fast. Uh, some of them could be pilots, some of them could like to fly, or I'm getting like the vibe of like people in the medical professional as well, which, Virgo is a sign of service, so that would make sense. Five of Swords. They do not like anybody to know what battlefield they've been on. They block, they get offended if people try to tell them things about themselves. It's like, you don't know nothing about me. And they don't. Most people would never know about this character. This character holds their cups to themselves. That Eight of Cups, they're somebody that does not tell their life story. Nobody knows how much they've changed either. This Virgo probably has a very different life from how they were raised. They might have had extreme hurdles to overcome in life, but they look graceful. They look like they did it. Nobody knows just how much of this. Notice this serpent is like wrapped around this sword. They're very touchy about the topic of, if somebody is like, mouthing off to them about stuff where they're like, excuse me, what did they just say to me? They don't know who they're talking to. And still, I don't think the Virgo explains what trespass somebody's made, but they get chilly, they get icy. I feel like this Virgo can shut down. They can be the nicest, friendliest, most helpful, and then they get flack and they go, they shut down, especially if somebody is telling them who they are, because chances are nobody really knows the full story on what happened to this Virgo, why they are who they are today. They don't like it. They've invented themselves, and I'm going to say it that way. This Virgo is light years away from nobody would even recognize them today versus who they used to be, because of probably the hurdles and the things. Yeah, the Strength card. This is a character who has a backbone. That is why they resent it so much when somebody tries to come in and tell them who they are. And I feel like this Virgo probably can roar like a lion. They are at the top of their game. Oftentimes also somebody could have amazing hair, big hair also. But there's something very noticeable. There's a regal quality about them. And the only reason they have that is because they they walked through the fire. This is somebody who has a lot of courage, and they probably, I just feel like they shut people down with an icy cold attitude when somebody trespasses on them. I don't know that they necessarily turn around and tell somebody off, but boy, they sure could. If they need to, this Virgo is not, because they're an independent, because they're used to handling their own life on their own, because they've gone through hard things without assistance, and because they haven't walked around and cried their sob story and told everybody about it. When people misjudge them and assume things about them, it really ticks them off. And that's because they already carry themselves with a lot of grace. They're proud of who they are. This is a proud person. That's what I would say. This is a very proud person. But the thing is, they would fight like a lion to protect anybody else that they cared about too. It's not like they're walking around with a chip on their shoulder, like, you don't know me, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this attitude is at all. They may say things like that to people, or think things like that when people trespass on them. But ultimately, it's like this Virgo could be somebody's greatest protector. They may fight for the underdog. They may protect other people. They may always, I mean, this is somebody with pretty much a heart of gold, but I feel like they kind of walk a little bit lonely. I feel like this character is kind of aloof. Yeah, Four of Cups. They feel like they've missed out time and again on things. Like, God, it's never me. It's never me who gets it, is it? And I don't think that this person feels very attractive, yet they are. This is not somebody who necessarily thinks much of themselves, because with that Four of Cups, I mean, it's a mermaid, it's gorgeous, right? But they're only sitting here thinking about the disappointment of some things that didn't happen for them. And I even wonder if they think, I probably just wasn't attractive enough to be the person who would get that, or something like that. There's some self-depreciation somewhere in the way back of their mind when they think about a disappointment. In reality, Justice card. There's a part of them that's also a realist enough to know, no, sometimes people are just crappy. Sometimes situations are just crappy. It's not because I was passed over for any real reason. It's just some things are unfair in life. But I don't think that they walk around and cry over it. Ace of Wands in the reverse, though. Our character has had a little bit, this is blocking them. Okay, this whole persona, this disappointment over something that was really unjust hit them very, very hard. And it is probably because maybe this person had a bunch of unpleasant things. Maybe they stepped up, they tried to do their best, they tried to help people, they didn't ask anybody for help in return, then they get misjudged by somebody, and it's like, oh my God, I like totally stand up for people, but now here I am getting trashed. You know what? I'm just gonna have the strength to carry on. But man, something took the wind out of this Virgo's sails. And they still carry on. They still carry on, but there is something really unfair that has really become a blockage for them. Let's see if we can help this character out, because this character, like, yeah, I'm always cheering for our characters, but let's see what will help this character. What does this character not know that they should? Something that the universe like maybe hasn't revealed to them, but will help them. This times are already changing. The Knight of Coins, either something is on its way to this Virgo, or the Virgo is moving beyond something that was never right for them. Maybe the reason things were unfair is, let's say it was about career stuff. Let's say, man, I thought I had friends, and then it turns out, nope, actually, not a single person there turned out to have been a very decent person. I really didn't get treated very nice. That's okay, because a Virgo was not supposed to be giving their loyalty to that career or to that group of people. The Virgo was supposed to move on. The universe is saying, sweetheart, it was an ugly ending, maybe, or maybe it really sucked the way you got treated, but baby, you weren't supposed to be there. You were supposed to move on. And the further you get away from that, the more you're going to recognize it. Yeah. Nine of Coins. It also says, Virgo, don't open up your heart and soul to just everyone until they've earned that right. Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody who's super giving because they have a lot of abundance. But this says, don't walk around like, oh, anybody who needs something, I'll be the one to give it. Sure, not a problem. Oh, you need help here. Let me call you up. Let me make sure that you got what you need. Let me give, 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 give. This says, keep some of that back. Wear that bit of a mask sometimes about just how abundant you are, because it will have a tendency to attract people that just want to ride on coattails, other people that just want to be jealous, want to be like, I feel like this Virgo either was like busy helping people and then still got like rude comments from the very people they were helping. And it's like, wow, I was looking out, I was giving, and then I get, told that I'm whatever the negativity was that came toward the Virgo, or the misjudgment that someone passed on the Virgo. I feel like Virgo got judged and they did not like it because A, the person was way off base, and B, I think in this storyline, the Virgo was the one who was helping the very person that passed judgment on them. So it was doubly rude, but the universe is saying, Virgo, what you don't understand is that people that pass judgment as you're the hand feeding them, sometimes it's because they are jealous. They feel like you're more powerful than they are, and they want to knock you down a peg. They've got their own issues. But Virgo, don't overgive. Be abundant, yes, but don't necessarily show all of your abundance to everybody. Don't be so willing to just give, dole out part of your abundance to everybody else unless they've been vetted. It doesn't mean be stingy. It just means unless they've been vetted. Six of Wands. Virgo, you are headed for so much success. This character could be, this is what the universe is saying, is like, Virgo, your success is up ahead. Now you notice that this is like the Colosseum that we're seeing, which was like gladiator games. And I kind of feel like that's a great description of this Virgo. Like they've had to kind of like be in gladiator games. They've been pitted against all kinds of things in life that they've had to fight against. And I mean, the gladiator games are disgusting, right? That's ugh. I so don't like that aspect of, the Roman history. But and I don't think that this was fun for the Virgo to go through either. But in this case, the thing that they had to keep fighting against was like they keep getting put into the ring of life, and they keep going up against different forces, and they keep coming out stronger for it, and they keep actually winning. So this Virgo hasn't lost anything. Their success has grown. They've also distanced from people that would misjudge them or use them for their abundance and continue to not really be real friends. And they're moving further and further away from that and further toward their success. And they're learning really important lessons along the way. Like I said, about not giving too much to people that aren't vetted yet. Do they get to be in Virgo's inner circle? Not unless they've proven that they would also have Virgo's back. Virgo needed to be a little bit more discerning in this storyline, I think, is what the universe is saying. Okay, so Knight of Swords, but the ultimate essence of Virgo remains the same. They are about to have their life take off like a little rocket. Once again, there's going to be something amazing that shows up. I feel like whatever losses this Virgo suffered in the context of friendships, lovers, people that didn't stand beside them, people that always kind of left them alone. Here's the thing, that old saying, we'll never be given more than what we can handle. That was true for this Virgo. Did it suck in class A suckery? Yes. But have they already moved beyond it? Yes. And did they learn really valuable lessons? Yes. And are they just about to they're getting back to their own energy vibe again, that their mind is sharp and they've got all kinds of ideas again. I feel like our Virgo is about to get beyond that blockage. So what does that mean? What are they headed toward if they get beyond that blockage? And I want this to be more detailed. I really want to paint the picture if we can. Well, we've got, what are they headed toward? It's not first what they're headed toward, it's what they're escaping from, which is lies and deception. You notice how this person is leaving. They've got their cloak on, yes, but all they're carrying with them is books. This is knowledge. This is wisdom. It's like, you know what? I actually came out the winner. I realize that now. I came out the winner. I have learned some really harsh lessons about people that are not true, people that are not resilient, not faithful, people that I don't want to work with. I've learned those things, and my acuity is like, I'm so sharp now. I can smell a lie a mile away. And with the Six of Pentacles, this Virgo is going to possibly, I don't know if they're opening up their own business and they're going to have employees, but they have a much better idea now of how to select the people that are welcome into their inner world. I feel like, and okay, this is a weird message, but this Virgo might also become more mysterious. They might have been a very big open book at one point in their lives. They're not going to be an open book anymore. They may go ahead and allow people to misjudge them, even contribute to it, if that keeps the fake people away. I'm not saying that it's like this big master, like game playing that they do now, but if people are going to misjudge them anyway, may as well let them. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. The more confused they are about who the real me is, the better, because then I don't have fake people trying to come and identify with me, thinking that they can, act like me, talk like me to get my loyalties, when really they don't know who I am. Someone who's not, it's going to help weed out the false people. I know it's a really strange message. I'm not sure that I've explained that very well, because it sounds like all this weird mind game stuff, and that's not at all what I'm trying to express. But hearing it out loud, that's what I think it just sounded like. So scratch that whole thing, because I think or let me know in the comments if that makes any sense. Let people misjudge all they want, because people that have made misjudgments and then try to come toward the Virgo to get something from them, the Virgo is going to have the last laugh, because it's going to be like, oh, wow, this person really thinks they can butter me up. They don't know I'm none of the things that they think I am. They didn't take time to get to know me. So that tells me right there, they're not coming toward me for the right reason. They're not coming toward me to get to know me. They're coming in to get something from me and try to identify with me. Now, let them have all their misjudgments that they want. I think before, the Virgo didn't like it when people misjudged them. Now they could care less. It makes life easier. And that's allowing them to bring in a really tight soul group. With this Six of Pentacles, it's almost like she's interviewing for amazing people to work on her team or to be in her life. Um, we've got an 8 of Wands. We got the Justice. I'm telling you, we got something big coming in. And I even think that the Virgo is going to have a very unexpected, and I say unexpected because these wands are coming in not through a doorway, but through windows. There's going to be a very unexpected message, something that Virgo would never have expected to receive. I do feel like somebody wants to set the scales right, or Virgo's going to hear something about someone who didn't treat them well in the past. I mean, I don't ever read vindictive, but you notice how there's an absence here in this chair. It's they may get a word or a message that, hey, whatever group of people, or if a business didn't treat Virgo well, you know what? They might have, like, their business didn't succeed, because you kind of like keep doing good people wrong, and then you can't keep good employees, and then pretty soon that business doesn't stay open. If somebody at the top of the food chain doesn't treat people right, great people won't stick around. And so Virgo could just hear, I mean, this is not, I hate messages that sound like it's like, ha ha, look at that karma, because I don't believe in that kind of stuff at all. But I do think that actions have, reactions. And so if Virgo just happens to hear about, hey, whoever did them wrong, turns out, yeah, well, their business didn't succeed because when they mistreat Virgo and then they mistreat a bunch of other really great people, because that was probably their MO, eventually they're not going to have a great business, and people aren't going to patronize their business. So it's kind of like sometimes the karmic justice is, I mean, we never take justice into our own hands, right? It's always that we let things play out the way it's going to play out. We remove ourselves from it and we go, whoever did me dirty, that is up to them and the universe to sort out. It is not my duty to do that. I get to move on from that mess and live a good life, live my best life. And it's just an interesting comment that it's like either someone is going to come in and send a very unexpected, possibly an apology, or somebody that wants to say, I'm sorry for the way I treated you, Virgo, or Virgo's going to hear that. And maybe it's both. Maybe it's somebody saying, I'm sorry, you didn't get treated right. And you know what? I really got my karma. I mean, it could be that somebody is literally just saying, I got my karma, Virgo. And it doesn't, it doesn't phase the Virgo. The Virgo's already in a new connection. If this is about, I feel like this is about a little of everything. The Virgo, you know how I said at the beginning, they always kind of had to walk alone. They're not anymore. We saw that the change in them is they had been connected to either a group of people or a particular person, or, like I said, a career path that really wasn't right for them. So the fact that they were doing something that really wasn't working for them anyway. It wasn't part of their ultimate plan. They were supposed to be more successful than that. They were supposed to bond in a more loving way, a more cooperative way than what they were. So it really, I mean, it's never fun to go through disappointment, but the universe had said, yeah, but Virgo, you weren't supposed to be there. That's why things didn't click. That's why it wasn't working. And now it's very clear. I think that's why the Virgo was kind of a bit alone, because they weren't really in an environment that was right for them. Their soul group was the one that they're meeting now. Their perfect, environment of coworkers or colleagues, or their perfect, romantic partner. That that's why they had to move on from that other situation, because they were supposed to meet the right person and they were still up ahead. Um, with this, I don't know, I feel like this Virgo is kind of like discovering like the secret of life, and how life finds a way to make it so that we won't thrive in a place where we're not even supposed to be. Queen of Swords, and there's that Ace of Wands again. Yes, our Virgos got their groove back, their passion is back, they're not blocked by anything, and they have learned, like I said, like some universal truths, some lessons in life that says, oh my gosh, you mean this was a big journey for me to learn how to have the right kind of boundaries, and how to say, oh, I don't like this, therefore I won't accept it, therefore I will move on. Instead of feeling like, wow, why did this group of people not treat me right? This is so upsetting. Why did I get treated bad? It's like, wait a second. I was supposed to say, excuse me, I don't like that at all. I won't tolerate this. I'm moving on out of here. And I think that little twist of mindset was the big lesson here for our Virgo. And they got it. They got the memo, and they are so unblocked now. Now they're so empowered. They can create anything that they want. They've created better connections, a better soul group around them. They have I feel like this Virgo is about to have a ton of success, and I do not feel like they're feeling alone anymore. Eight of Pentacles, they have some major life purpose in something that will probably be very prosperous. This is about making money. A lot of this had to do with um, it first had to do with how the Virgo identifies with other people, who they let come really close into their world, and then secondary to that, it had to do with overall their prosperity and their personal connections. This Virgo's always had a certain amount of prosperity, probably because they're industrious and they're hard workers. But this time around, I feel like this person is like, I mean, they could become like famous, they could create something. Here's a strength card again. They've got someone that they're going to meet that's right beside them. Remember when I said on the strength card, as like the Virgo, maybe somebody who would be like that lion that would protect someone that they love? Well, guess what? This Virgo is matching with a dragon who will protect them. Strength to strength. We keep seeing the Virgo getting exactly what they used to put out. They finally are getting back. And the way they're getting that back, you know, the kind of love, the kind of protection, the kind of caring that they would give to others, they're finally getting it back because they no longer let just anyone into their life. They're more, I would just say they're more discerning. And that's what this whole lesson was. That's so awesome. Virgo gets a dragon. I love it. I absolutely, this is somebody who's going to be so enamored with that Virgo, so crazy in love with that Virgo. That dragon was like, you know, wrapped around them. And that dragon is a 1 in a billion too, just like the Virgo is. So I'm so happy for these two. All right. I'm going to leave that there, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy my fictional storytelling, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. Remember, this is all for fun. I hope you have a good time when you're here. And just remember, only you make your life what you want it to be. I wish I was a psychic, but I am not. I can't do any predictions. I don't tell you how things are going to be. But if you enjoy this for the inspiration or the hopefully fun new food for thought, awesome. I hope that's what you take away from my channel. Thank you again for visiting, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. All right, farewell.